In today's video, I'm going to help you figure out how to talk with your healthcare providers about your eating disorder and why it's vitally important to be honest with them. Hi there, I'm Registered Dietitian Libby Parker, and I have had so many clients that have initially not been honest about their eating disorder with either me or another healthcare provider, and that has really delayed their treatment and recovery, sometimes to devastating effects. I don't want that to happen to you. I hope that by the end of this video, I can help you feel more comfortable about what information you should be sharing with them, and trust that we're here to help you, not to judge you. When dealing with an eating disorder, whether or not you're ready to recover, whether it's been 1 month or 15 years, you really need to be honest with your healthcare providers about what is going on. Why is it important to tell your healthcare providers about your eating disorder? Shouldn't they be able to tell if something's wrong? Well, that would be amazing. But eating disorders are sneaky. Oftentimes they look normal in terms of weight, blood tests, and more, until it's really late in the disease process. Additionally, many providers are still under the idea that someone has to be emaciated to have an eating disorder, which is of course not true. Eating disorders and disordered eating come in all shapes and sizes. You can't tell if someone has issues with food just by looking at them. The average doctor's visit is under 15 minutes. In that time, they need to assess every part of you. And if you don't speak up and say what's wrong, they might not catch a problem or just gloss over it. They also tend to not have time to do education, dig deep into mental status, or follow up on referrals. This means that you might hear that you're fine, healthy, at a normal weight, overweight, or that you must be athletic because your heart rate is so low. These are not helpful statements for someone struggling with disordered eating or body image issues. If eating disorders are left alone, recovery can be difficult, if not impossible, and medical conditions that have not shown up physically can be doing major damage under the surface, as in the case of organ failure from malnutrition. So who do you need to tell, and what do you need to tell them? Well, tell anyone who is involved in your healthcare, physical or mental. This includes, but is not limited to, doctors, nurses, dietitians or nutritionists, therapists, massage therapists, psychiatrists, pharmacists, dermatologists, dentists, especially if you're purging, acupuncturists, midwives, fitness trainers, if you collapse, they need to know why, chiropractors, and anyone else that has an impact on your physical and mental health. Yes, not all these people can do much about your eating disorder, nor are they all essential. If you're only working with a massage therapist, for instance, they might be able to make a referral to a specialist that you otherwise wouldn't know about, or a chiropractor might give you different advice. You don't have to give the same amount of information to each of these people, but all of them should know the basics of what you're doing, such as, are you restricting your intake, fasting, purging? How much are you exercising? Have you ever fainted or had other scary consequences from your eating disorder? More information on the specifics should be given to doctors and others involved in medical care, whether it's at a routine physical or in the hospital. You should also tell more information to your dietitian, therapist, psychiatrist, and anyone else you feel needs to know or you feel comfortable telling. If we don't know what's actually going on, we may give suggestions or treatment that at best is not effective and at worst can be deadly. We work in healthcare because we want to help people get better, not worse. Don't be afraid of bringing up anything with us. We're not here to judge, and believe me, we have heard it all, especially the longer we're in practice. You might think something that you do or a symptom you experience is not relevant, but bring it up anyway. You never know what we might be looking for. We don't always have the right questions. Another perk to telling your providers is that if you don't want to know your weight, having that discussion up front, you can ask to not be weighed or to do blind weights where you don't see the number and they don't talk about your weight with you. If you don't have an eating disorder specialist yet, your initial contact can also help make referrals or point you in the right direction of where to look so you can get the best care in the setting that works for you. This is important because many healthcare providers don't have a lot of training in eating disorders and may not have the latest information on treatment or know how to speak in non-triggering ways. If you don't feel your provider understands the disorder, you have every right to ask for second and third opinions. You know your body best. But Ed lies, so make sure you're not shying away from objective opinions either. You have to take charge of your own healthcare. Find a provider. Make a list of concerns and behaviors to talk about when you get there, and if you can, give them a heads up as to what the appointment's about. This will go far in helping you get the best possible treatment. Download a list of questions to fill out and bring to your healthcare provider in session with the link in the description below this video. There's also links to sites that list eating disorder providers by location or insurance type. You can do this. Please share this video with someone who might find this information helpful. I'll see you next time.